Well, it is a bittersweet moment that has arrived. This is week 12, lesson 3. This is our last lesson together of this program. But again, I just want to thank you for inviting me to be a part of this healing journey. I hope you have taken a lot of things away from this that you can apply in your life every day, and that you are actively practicing just being kind to yourself and listening to your body and really helping yourself heal from these symptoms of autoimmune disease that have no doubt been really negatively impacting you for a really long time. So again, thank you for letting me be a part of this journey. And let's get started with our last lesson here. We're going to talk about future planning and your commitment to healing. Okay, so today is not the end of your healing. It is the beginning of a new chapter. And this session is about making space for who you are now and what you have learned and how you want to continue to move forward with care and clarity and trust in yourself. So future planning helps keep your healing anchored. Without structure, it's really easy to drift back into old unhelpful patterns. But with a flexible, personalized plan, you stay connected to the tools that you've learned here and that support your nervous system and your immune health and your emotional well-being, even after this program ends. So you've gathered a lot of tools for your toolkit. Breathwork, body awareness, emotional regulation, mindfulness, boundary setting, integrating rest and micro care techniques, planning for flares, and even just tuning into your self-talk and challenging negative thoughts. So you have a lot of ways to respond to stress that does not damage your system anymore. So take a moment to just kind of review those tools and pick out the ones that you feel like really work best for you. These are yours for life. You get to use them forever and ever. You may have noticed as we went through this program, right, that some skills might have clicked right away, right? I think I shared with you all that mindfulness for me has always been a skill that I think was hugely helpful when I really learned how to use it. There might be other skills we've talked about that not so much. They're still kind of challenging to you. That's okay. No problem. Be curious. Keep trying them. If you get more comfortable with it and it feels like a good fit, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. You don't have to use that one. But do choose 2 or 3 that feel most sustainable and comfortable for you right now. And, that can be whatever feels right for you. When you're able to connect to those things, that healing deepens through the consistent practice of those tools. Again, not perfection, it's just progress and practice. Another thing I really wanted to touch on, I know we mentioned it before, but want you to be sure that's imprinted in your brain, is that setbacks are not failures. They are part of the rhythm of long-term healing. So when a flare or an emotional dip shows up, your job is not to avoid it. It is to respond with what you now know how to do. Your nervous system learns safety from how you show up when things don't go perfectly. So remind yourself when you're having a really hard day, when you're struggling with a flare-up, right? Those are necessary steps in your healing journey that are going to cause you to stretch a little further, grow a little more, be a little bit more resilient, and really practice these skills. So it's okay. Like, those times serve a purpose. Okay, so for long-term self-care, think beyond crisis management. Think about what rhythms can support you month to month, right? Not just when, oh God, everything's happening and out of control, but just every day. How can you support your system in a way that is building that resilience and alignment every day? So maybe that is through practicing mindfulness every day. Maybe it is weekly check-ins, setting some SMART goals. Maybe you designate a day that is just for rest, or you schedule a day where you do something that is just for you, and you kind of set that boundary. But let your framework be seasonal and gentle and based on real energy, not fantasy productivity, right? Really feel into what is happening in your body and what would serve you best in that time. um, that kind of goes hand in hand with this piece, which is your goals will change as you heal. They should. That's a good thing. So be sure and revisit them, every 4 to 6 weeks or whatever feels right for you, and really just ask what's working, what's not working, what's making me feel kind of drained, right? What do I want now that I didn't have space for before? Goals should support your health, not control it. um, Support system. We talked a lot about that in lesson 2. And the people who supported you in the beginning, they may not be the ones who grow with you long term, and that's okay. I think sometimes that can be a really hard lesson to learn, right? That not everybody who comes in our lives is meant to be there forever. I truly believe everyone that comes in your life serves a purpose. They were meant to come into your life for one reason or another. But some people come into your life to teach you really hard lessons, to hurt you in a lot of ways because it forces you to take something away from that experience. So it is okay if these dynamics shift and change over time. Let your support system evolve. Um, Constantly evaluate this, like who helps me feel calm and capable and accepted, who holds space for my healing without judgment. Those are people we want. We need to surround ourselves with those kind of people. Excuse me. And just the opposite is true. If you notice there are people who make you feel emotionally drained and they're full of negativity and they have a problem for every solution, those are people you do not need to be surrounded by. Doesn't mean you can't love them from afar, right? But they do not need to have a dynamic role in your life. Accountability does not mean external pressure. I think this sometimes gets really confusing. It means being in a relationship with yourself or others in a way that gently reminds you of your intention. So accountability is important, especially in our healing plan, but choose soft accountability. Maybe that's through a journal check-in, or you do have someone that you can send a buddy text to and they can give you some encouragement, or simply just tracking for yourself, like how you feel. Are you committing to these goals that you're setting? Guilt is not a motivator, but care and compassion is. So yes, you do need to hold yourself accountable. Yes, it is helpful if you can have a friend or someone else who can also hold you accountable. But accountability does not equal beratement or pressure. It's meant to be done with compassion and kindness. Okay, so let's talk about your commitment to yourself. I want you to just take a breath and then fill in the sentence. I am committed to supporting myself by blank. What does that look like for you? How are you going to support yourself going forward? Let it be simple, but something that you truly mean. Like take a minute, right? If you need to pause this, you need to come back to it, whatever. But what can you commit to supporting yourself by? And really mean that from your heart. This commitment you are making to yourself is not a demand. Rather, it is a devotion to your body and your spirit and to the life that you want to create moving forward. So this is really important. Like, where do you go from here? What's important to you? One thing you've heard me mention throughout our program is you are not broken. Like, I hear that a lot from women, especially in clinic, of they just feel beat down, not good enough, broken, something's wrong with them, right? That is not true. That is not true. That is a false belief. You are where you are supposed to be. You are not behind. You are a woman who is healing and honoring her needs and learning her rhythms and trusting her body again. So let that identity anchor you. Let it influence how you make decisions, how you interact in your relationships, and just how you move through this world, right? You matter. You deserve to be here. You have a purpose and a plan, and it is not to just be here and try to manage symptoms of autoimmune disease. You deserve to have a beautiful life where you are living and you're doing the things that you want to do and you're having healthy relationships and you are in control of your health. So again, I am so honored to have spent time with you here through this program. The path doesn't have to end here. You've done the deep work of reclaiming your body and calming your system and honoring your truth. So I want to encourage you to just keep going, keep walking from here, keep returning to what feels good and true. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stay connected to yourself. And you can. You've got this. You're doing an excellent job. So I'm so proud of you and all the hard work that you have done. Please don't think of this as goodbye. Like we were talking about, community is important. You are welcome to stay in this community as long as you would like. That's on the school website. So please feel free to stay connected there. All of you should have my email and my phone number. Please reach out to me if you need anything at all. And let me know if there's anything I can do to be of service to you going forward. So thank you again for your time. Thank you for showing up for yourself, and go do good out there. See you later.